Hello and welcome to those endless mysteries. Today I have a Dogman sighting report to share with you. But before we get into that, I would like to remind everyone that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I will be posting new sighting reports. I would also like to ask everyone, would y'all like me to record and show some of my investigations? Or would you rather have a live show where you can ask me questions and hear stories and sighting reports? Just a few things I'm thinking about adding to our channel. So drop me a comment on which one or both you would like to see. So let's get on into this sighting then. This sighting comes out of Wisconsin from November of 2020. The witness states that he was hunting in the northern part of Wisconsin, saying that he had made it to his hunting blind at least an hour before sunrise. With him settling in to his side, he began scanning the area with his thermal eye spotter, seeing some smaller animals starting to move in the forest, when he heard some loud howls and barking noises, which sounded to be way off in the distance, which at the time he didn't pay much attention to, due to they sounded so far away, and that he has heard wolves and coyotes before, along with wild packs of dogs, saying that he just kept scanning the area. As the sun started to rise, the witness says that he heard some movement out to his right. Now, with enough light now shining, he picked up his rifle and looked into his scope, saying that he spotted a large buck, with it being about 60 yards out from him, with it being in some thick undergrowth, with the buck moving away from him and not giving him a shot. So the witness says that he was hoping that this wasn't going to be the only buck of the day, even hoping that maybe this one buck would return and move out of the thicket. Now the witness said that he had sat there for about a half an hour to 45 minutes, when he says he could hear something crashing through the brush. It was moving very fast as the witness was listening to this, with it finally coming into view, saying that it was another large buck, or even the same buck that he had seen at first light. Then he said the next thing he saw was the most scariest thing he had ever seen. It was some kind of a beast, he said, with it being black and tan in its color, saying that he thought it was a very large wolf. It was chasing the deer and gaining fast upon it, with the deer and the beast coming as close as to 20 feet to him. But at this time, taking a shot at either one of them didn't even cross his mind. He was watching this wolf-looking creature run down this deer, saying that once this creature caught up with the deer, it reached out with its front paw and swiped at its hind legs. Then the witness says that he noticed that it wasn't a paw, but what looked more like a hand, which had long fingers with huge claws upon them. With the next thing he heard was the sound of a very wounded deer being killed. This creature bit the wounded deer in its neck. Then pulling away from the deer, this creature came away with a huge chunk of the deer's neck. As the witness was watching all of this happen, he says that it was the wildest and most disturbing thing he has ever witnessed. Then he says that the strangest thing happened. This wolf began to rise up onto its hind legs, with it almost standing erect, saying that the creature did have a natural looking hunch over walking motion, saying that this creature walked around the deer as it sniffed the air. At least that is what the witness thought it was doing, he says. Then it shook its head and walked back over to the deer. Then it bent over and grabbed the deer with one hand. Then this creature lifted up the deer while throwing the deer over its left shoulder and started walking with the deer back into the forest. As the witness watched this creature disappear off into the forest, he says that this wolf, werewolf, or dogman had truly scared him. He thinks that he just sat there in his stand for a couple of hours before he says that he finally snapped out of it. He doesn't think he even moved over these hours. Then he says that him and his stand started down the tree, with the witness saying that he was still shaking as he was climbing down from the tree. Now, as far as him describing this creature, he says, as this creature was chasing the deer, it looked to be around 2, maybe 3 times the size of the deer. It was black and tan in color, while it did have a large head, with the witness first thinking that this creature was some kind of a wolf that he had never heard of before. It had large arms and hands, which had extra long-looking fingers on them. It was broad-shouldered with a large chest area, but its stomach looked to be sunken in, with it also being thin through its back hip area. But then its thighs really thickened up again, saying that it did have the hocks of a dog. So what I find interesting is that it ran down the deer on all fours. Now, deers are not slow, and from what I can read on this one, this creature ran it down from a good distance and closed the gap really fast. Then using one of its arms, it swapped the deer's hind legs, maybe breaking them in the process, which he didn't say if it broke the legs or not. Now, he did say that once this creature stood almost straight up, it was around a good 7 foot tall. So very large creature. So what are these creatures? I find myself looking for evidence of these creatures. Could this be some kind of evolution happening to some wolves out in the deep forest? Or could these creatures be something like the dire wolves, which has had some kind of mutation or something? Just the pure size of these creatures would put them into a group of their own. Now, dire wolves were said to be this big, but they didn't have hands or walk on their hind legs. But just like our ancestors, had mutations allowing them to come down out of the trees, as science tells us. So could have the dire wolf not died out, with them having mutations to allow them to rise up and walk on 2 legs, or go back down to all fours as needed. Maybe even taking a leap in their intelligence as well, with them knowing that man is dangerous and they should stay away. I don't know, but I hope to find out one day. One way or the other, I hope. So what do you think about this sighting report? Drop me a comment down below and let me know what you are thinking. Also, smash that like button. Well, if you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. Now, if you have the time and would like to support our channel, go to teesprings.com/stores/those-endless-mysteries, where you can find some fun t-shirts among other items. So till next time, have a great day, and thanks for watching Those Endless Mysteries.